Hi everyone, welcome to the very first episode of the On Patrol show, which is of course about police simulator patrol officers, made by AZ Interactive and published by Astragon. I'm Manuel Wagner, technical artist here at AZ Interactive. On Patrol is one of our ways to interact with you, the community of PSPO. Because we want to thank you for your support, we want to show you a way to win very cool prizes. To explain to you what this contest is about, please let me introduce you to a very dear buddy of mine. He's rather small, round and well, quite tasty. Here comes Donny the donut. You will see Donny from time to time showing you letters you need to collect to find a secret word. You can enter this word at the website, which will be shown at the end of the show. So pay attention to Donny, you don't want to miss the opportunity to win awesome stuff. Last update went live in late January 2022. It was the 4.0 update called The Keys to the City. It brought quite a lot of new features and improvements we will see together.
That update was one of the biggest we released, and that got a lot of questions from you, and we will answer some of them.
As told before, the 4.0.0 update called The Keys to the City went live in late January 2022. It brought quite a lot of new features and improvements. Wallet theft. You never know when a wallet theft is going to strike. If you have no choice, you may want to use your taser gun. And don't forget to give back the wallet to the victim to earn more points. Directions. You can spot NPCs who are lost in the city. NPCs will ask the police officer how to reach a location on the map, like a restaurant, a monument, the stadium, etc. Drinking in public. This is something definitely forbidden in Brighton. You can warn or give a fine for that, it's up to you. Greetings. You can greet back NPCs to gain extra SP. Open Patrol. It was one of the biggest new features which allow you to play in all 3 districts of Brighton without time limitation. Conduct points explanation. This new feature was very awaited by the community. Now you have access to explanations about how exactly you earned and lost conduct points, as well as shift points. New faces. 3 new faces for female NPCs and 3 new faces for male NPCs. New haircuts. 4 new haircuts for female NPCs and 2 new haircuts for male NPCs, so that players cannot see twins at every corner anymore. New voiceovers and new dialogues for more variety. New names. More than 700 new last names for NPCs, more than 700 new first names for male NPCs, and more than 700 new first names for female NPCs. That's 1.1 million combinations of names we have now.
The community management from our publisher Astragon Entertainment gave us your questions, and our production team will answer some of them. As you understood, we will answer some questions from you, and the best people to answer your question is our production team.
Thank you that you would take your time to answer the community questions. And I will just start with the first one. What has been the most difficult feature to add to the games?
And for me, as a programmer who worked on it, the non-player vehicle traffic system basically has been the most complicated feature. It's just so interconnected to everything else in the game, and it has so many sub-features and so many parts of it that can go wrong and had bugs in them. It was really the most complicated one from my perspective, at least.
For me, I guess as an animator, has been animating police officer interacting physically with the NPCs. So everything that's like handcuffing, turning them around, pushing them, whatever it is. It's so hard because our NPCs have different sizes, like their arms. The women have these very thin arms, and then the men have suits on. And it's just so hard to align them. It just takes so much time for me.
Yeah, for me as an artist, I think I'd probably say the modular NPCs, integrating new variant, because everything has to align, so the different body parts which the NPC consists of actually fit together. Also having the hair on them and doing that all with a performant and game ready fashion was, I think, the most challenging part for me.
I mean, as a QA guy, I don't implement anything. I just test what comes in and then see that it's implemented correctly.
Has there been anything that was like so complicated to test that it's stuck in your head?
Yeah, I mean, to replicate, there are a couple of bugs that are super difficult to replicate, especially if we have like one situation that is really bad, but like not really a way into that situation. One of them was a bug regarding the end of day. Like if you go game over, the screen would sometimes be stuck in a black and white screen, and we had no idea why. And figuring that out took like around 2 days of testing. It was really frustrating, but probably the hardest I have worked on one single thing.
Why are there so many people carrying human teeth?
Of course, because they are all tooth fairies.
Who doesn't want to have human teeth with them? I don't know.
They just want to enjoy the game in all its bits and bytes.
Maybe there's some secret tooth collector. I mean, we don't know.
Okay, I just thought everyone has the same job and they're all just dentists.
What?
Or boxes.
How aggressive would they be if they have their clients' human teeth with them? And a bit disgusting.
Well then, safety first. If you can throw human teeth at someone, probably they won't hit you with something. What is one update you personally want to see?
Yeah. I mean, that pretty much aligns with what many in the community also want to see, which is like car chases and shootouts to get a bit more action into the game. But both of them are like big undertakings, so we need to see if we can have those in the future.
Yeah, for me, I just love animals, and canine companions would be amazing, although I'm pretty sure maybe that won't happen. But that would be something I would love to see. And in that note, police officers riding on horses, why not? That'd be so cool.
As someone who loves working on environments, I will just want an update where I can work on environments full time and improve every district, add new ones. Since the game is already quite big in scope, we have to see how much fine-tuning we can do and how much stuff we can add.
I guess mine goes a little bit in the line of the artists. I would like to see some, events happening, like a baseball game. We have the baseball stadium where you can patrol and keep an eye out for just the safety for everyone. And there you could also ride on horses. So perfect.
A new horse riding arena.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would be.
Ooh. What was the funniest, most ridiculous bug you have encountered during the development?
Well, actually, there are a couple of them, because we have a whole list of funny bugs that some people like to maintain every time they encounter something, so we can preserve them for posterity. Out of that list, my favorite is when an NPC lies down on the street and just runs away from you lying down. That was very nice. I'm not sure if that ever made it into a live version. I think it did in one of the first versions. I think it was still in there.
Yeah, it's super rare, but yeah, it was in there.
Well, I missed that.
I love the bug which is titled Ant-Man mode, and it's fantastic. That looks extremely fun. But from what I've encountered, probably some art glitches with rotated jawbones. And one I liked was when working on modular NPCs, we had some snake fingers, so we finally found the lizard man in boss.
For me, I have two bugs actually that stick. One of them was also animation related, where the driver would just, when he got out of the car, return into the driving animation and then drive around in the air. The other bug I have in my head is where I found a NPC, and when I searched him, he had 20 bags of white powder. So I basically found the drug boss of Brighton right then and there and saved the city.
For me, I really laugh at all the animation related bugs. At some point there was a bug where the NPC would turn around on its spine and then turn, it was so weird, it was so funny, but nobody saw that, only us, I guess. And also one time, I didn't encounter this, but there's a beautiful picture of our multiplayer cops in an invisible car that just reminds me of SpongeBob for some strange reason.
What are the origins of damn raisins, and why are they more problematic for the city of Brighton than narcotics?
If you keep raisins in your pocket, just like that, over time I guess they will become damp, so the fresh juicy raisins are just very rare, and I guess you just all haven't found them yet. Yeah, there's just all of the bakeries just sell all of their sweet things with raisins in them, like cookies with raisins, and most citizens in Brighton just hate them, so they take them out, but what do you do with them then? So they put them in their pockets and run around with them.
Someone should send a message to Andre's Bakery that they should put less raisins in the products.
Yeah, I think actually that the citizens get really smart about hiding specific things, and they hide them or inject something into the raisin so that the police officer doesn't get suspicious.
Basically Maultaschen for church members.
Maybe. That's just a theory though. Just a theory.
Well, thank you for all your answers. It was a quite funny round.
Next up, we will show you our process for making sure your feedback is heard.
Hey everyone, my name is Vladi and I'm the social media and community manager for Police Simulator Patrol Officers at Ascon Entertainment, and probably the one you're chatting with every single day.
My job is to communicate with all of you and observe what you think about the game, what we should do better and what you really like already. To make sure all of the feedback is used in development, I often speak with the team at Azir, with Laura for example.
I'm Laura Breitbach and I'm one of the producers for PSPO at AZ Interactive. My job is to make sure that the planning for the development is on track and that all the departments know which are the priorities in the moment, when we have to deliver what, and what our next steps are. So I'm in contact with all the departments on a daily basis. When I and the community manager talk about your feedback, we filter beforehand which feature is possible for the next update. When we agree on a feature, in this case handcuffing in the bag, I start to talk with the game design department and ask if this is something we should do in the game and if this is something we police officers do. After that, they design a game design document in which everything is described what the development team needs to know. When the game design document is prepped, I talk to the related department, in this case Anna from our art department, to make sure she knows what is expected and how we think it should look at the end.
Hey guys, my name is Ana Martinez. I am the 3D animator at Acer Interactive. My job for PSPO is to improve old animations and create new ones for upcoming gameplay features. When our game design department tells me about a new feature design, I first make sure I know exactly how many animations will be needed for the feature. I do a lot of research about said feature to be able to discuss with game design tech and tech art how we can get the best results together. So for example, a small breakdown of handcuffing in the back would be: first, research handcuffing with specific handcuffs, then figure out with tech or tech art how handcuffing will work with our handcuff system. After that, I animate our two characters that need to be in sync, and when I am done with that, I tell tech the animation is ready for implementation. Finally, I test and adjust if something is not looking or working right.
Hi, I am Florian Reichhold, lead programmer and part of the tech team at AZ Interactive. I do technical designs and implementations of our gameplay features and work with my team on all other aspects of the game that require programming.
When I get a new feature design from our game design department, I first create a technical design document, or in this case, update the existing one. Then we start implementation of the feature. With the handcuffing in the back feature, this means adjusting the existing gameplay ability and replacing the animation that is currently used for handcuffing with the new one created by Anna.
Hi, my name is Simon and I work for the Quality Assurance Department of ASIA. My job is quite simple: sniff out any issues the game might have in its earlier stages of development and giving feedback on how different parts of the game feel. This is to make sure that the players have the best possible experience while playing. After the tech department implements a new feature like handcuffing in the back, I'm the first one who tests it and has to make sure that it is working for you, the players. When I find a bug during playtesting, I will create a ticket and send it over to the respective department. If, for example, some NPVs behave weirdly, this goes back to our tech department. The ticket then gets back to me after they fix the bugs, and I have to make sure that the issue is fully resolved and everything is working as it should. This leads to me being in constant exchange with every other department.
Hi everyone, my name is Ben. I'm the producer here at Astragon, part of the producing team. We are the main vision keepers of the project. We are also the main contact point for communication between Azir and Astragon, so the development team and the publisher. And we also push the button to basically release the game when it's ready. When the build has been improved from development side, we are the ones pushing it to live in the backend of Steam, so that you guys can see it on your end of Steam and select the beta or the default branch and start playing.
That was quite an interesting segment. Keep the feedback coming. In the next segment, we will see how we make sure that PSPO is the most realistic police simulator out there.
We rely on several real-life police officers from the US to help us make one of the best police simulator games. In this segment, you will learn about one of them.
Good afternoon, everybody. I was asked by the developers of Police Simulator patrol officers to answer several questions with regards to both my career in law enforcement and with my experience playing this game. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and read the questions and then I'm going to go ahead and answer them. Question number 1. Could you introduce yourself in a few words, please? My name is Rodney Grunmeyer, and I am a retired police officer with over 22 years of service to my community. I spent most of my time as a law enforcement officer down in Louisiana. I actually did about 18 years down there before I moved up to Tennessee, and then I completed my time in law enforcement here in Tennessee. Number 2, how did you hear about Police Simulator patrol officers? I was actually searching Steam. I was looking through their store. I like to play a lot of the survival type games, and I was going through the list of all the different types of games they had, and I happened to come across Police Simulator Patrol Officers. When I saw the game, it of course piqued my interest, because being a police officer with over 22 years experience and being retired, I was like, this could be a cool game to maybe sit down and play. So I went ahead and purchased it. Question number 3. What do you like the most about Police Simulator Patrol Officers? I like the fact that it's an open world game that allows someone the opportunity to experience some of the normal activities that a police officer goes through during his shift. Question number 4. Do you think customization would be a nice thing to have in a game? Yes, I do. I believe that it would be good to be able to at least, maybe not customize the bodies, but at least be able to customize the skin tone and facial features. Some players like to get into creating their character to look more like themselves when they're playing these types of games. So yeah, I think at least customization of the skin tones and the facial features, that would be nice to have in the game. Alright, number 5. In Police Simulator Patrol Officers, what do you think traffic management should involve? This depends on what you mean by traffic management. If you're talking about traffic, like a traffic enforcement, I'd like to see mobile radar units put into the patrol cars or patrol vehicles. Have a radar unit that has a front and rear antenna, maybe on the screen, because I know when you're in the car, well, you can go to first person or third person in the car. If you're in first person, you should be able to see the radar on the dash and see what the speed is. But I think if you go to a third person view, that maybe the speed will show up somewhere on the screen where you can see it. But yeah, if you're talking about traffic enforcement, I would definitely like to see a mobile radar unit installed in these patrol vehicles. Now, if we're talking about managing a motor vehicle accident, traffic management with regards to a motor vehicle accident, if you're in multiplayer mode, I believe that the other player should be able to divert the traffic around the accident scene. They can use a traffic wand or something like that, or a flashlight with a traffic wand attachment or whatever to help divert the traffic around the scene. Now, if we're talking about single player mode, I would say that I know they have flares, and flares are good for like when you're working nights. You can see them a lot easier at night. During the day, some people tend to miss the flares and not see them just because they're not paying attention or whatever. But I think if you had like some kind of traffic cones or something like that you can set up in a certain way to divert the traffic around the accident scene, I think that would be good. Question number 6. What are the best features in the game? I like the open world concept of the game. I like the fact that you can increase the length of your shift. I like the fact that you have both a day and night shift as well as a foot patrol or a mobile patrol. Those are some of the features I really enjoy about the game. Number 7. As a police officer and a gamer, what makes Police Simulator Patrol Officers special for you? Police Simulator Patrol Officers is special to me because it allows me to step back into that law enforcement world, even if it is a virtual world. It brings back fond memories of my time in law enforcement, especially the foot patrol missions where I can interact with the general public. That used to be one of my favorite things when I was a police officer. Is I like to get out of my patrol car and walk around town or neighborhoods and talk to people. That was one of my favorite things. And this game kind of brings back those types of memories where I can, like during a foot patrol, you can walk around, you see all the citizens around you, and some of them you can talk to if you're working an accident or, just, it does bring back some of those memories. Number 8, what are the most funny and or best memories you have about playing the game? There was one time I was working a traffic accident, and I believe it was during the day. I was on foot patrol, and I got sent to an accident scene. Well, when I got there and completed my accident investigation, both of the vehicles were too damaged to just drive off, so I had to call a tow truck for both of them. And the funny thing is the first tow truck that arrived on the scene, it picked up a car that was waiting in traffic with a driver in it, and didn't even pick up the damaged vehicle. It picked up the car that was waiting in traffic, put it on the back of its truck, and it just drove off and left the damaged car sitting in the road. So I have to say it's probably the funniest thing I saw happen while playing the game. Question number 9. Any last words for player community of Police Simulator Patrol Officers? I guess I would have to say that if you like law enforcement type video games, then you can't go wrong purchasing Police Simulator. This game will allow you to become a police officer in a virtual world, and it will show you some of the various types of things that a police officer has to deal with in a normal 8 to 12 hour shift. you can also have fun playing this game without having to face the real dangers that we had to face as police officers. Anyway, that is the last question I had to answer. I just want to let everybody know I do enjoy playing this game. The developers are very easy to talk to and take advice from the seasoned officers that do play the game and have made a lot of changes. And I like the fact that, you know, they listen to us and they try to improve on the game, because this really is a good game, and I see it becoming very popular in the future with the gaming community. So anyway, with that being said, I will go ahead and sign off, and I would like again to thank the developers for creating this game and giving me the opportunity to talk about it. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you, Rodney, for all the knowledge you provided. It helped us a lot to make the game more realistic. If you want to know more about Rodney and his work as a real-life police officer, please check out his YouTube channel or his Twitch channel. Not a lot of games can rely on such great experts. And another way to interact with you, the players and future players for PSPO, is our production roadmap on Trello. You will see how transparent we are with our community when it comes to talk about our updates, and that your proposals and votes for features do matter.
Welcome to our official roadmap. We use Trello to showcase all the stuff we are currently working on, everything that is still ahead of us, and what we've released thus far. This Trello might seem overwhelming at first, but it's actually very easy to read. At the very left you can find an explanation about how we evaluate feedback, what the updates mean, and what the different colorful labels on each entry mean. This entire column explains what is featured in the upcoming Holding Cells update. The orange label means that a beta for the update has already started. The neon green label means that it is a community wish we have previously greenlit and is now fully developed. The traffic management update, currently scheduled to release mid this year, has, as you can see, other labels attached. The purple label means that we have already started development for that content, while the blue label means that it was a community wish we have greenlit for this update. The traffic management update will contain highly requested features like cones, roadblocks, and traffic signs for traffic control, important AI improvements, and new ways to interact with NPCs. The more to come column includes features which we will definitely ship in a future update, but we don't have a date for them yet. In the other columns, we have lots of other features requested by you which are not greenlit. However, you can show how much you want to see them in the game by voting for them. I can only recommend using your vote to further influence the development of the game. Last but not least, at the very right you can see all the updates we have released until now. On the entire Trello, however, you can click on the different entries to learn more about them. Just click around, you will probably find something interesting.
I know you just saw a lot of new interesting features, and I'm pretty sure you want to know what the next update is about, so let's see all about it.
Do you really want to be spoiled now? Have no fear, you will see the real stuff in the dedicated segment. But the name of the next update should give you some clue already.
The Holding Cells update.
So we hope you enjoyed the show, and we hope you find it interesting or entertaining. We will announce the winners in the weeks to come. So watch out for our social media channel, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye!
Police Simulator. Patrol officers, take up the badge. Download the new update now.